You were Think Like a Man, but you weren't on the cover.
I wasn't on the
DVD cover.
That was the Think Like a Man 2.
Think Like a Man 2.
The poster, I went on the poster in the first one.
Okay. You weren't on the DVD cover. You also weren't on the Essence cover.
Right.
Okay. Did you find that weird at all?
Yeah, I mean, we all know what it is. You know what I mean? Here's what my honest opinion is. The first Think Like a Man poster, once I saw the movie, I go, I was in it. I was one of the guys, but I was,
wasn't a major
my part
role.
wasn't huge. Like, you never saw my wife, and I probably had the smallest part of the 6 guys. I did have the smallest part of the 6 guys. So once I saw the movie, I go, okay, I can see that.
Right.
And I really think the studio was like, we don't know who he is anyways. And like, he's not, I think in their mind, he's not bringing a lot of value to the movie. That's why they don't realize I am a decent name stand-up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The DVD cover hurt a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. The poster I got that. The part wasn't small. But the second one, I was like, who made this decision? Let's be honest. You know what I mean? If we're just being completely real, I guarantee you whoever did the graphics on that and was in charge was a white person, didn't know who I was, and was like, he's adding no value to the film. That's the only reason I can come up with. Why would you not have me on that?
Okay.
Makes no sense.
The Essence cover.
Essence cover. Now, people say they get mad at Essence, but they were honest. They go, we don't have white guys on our cover. And if you look at our history, we don't have white people on the cover, because Jerry wasn't on it either. Jerry Ferrera. Both white guys wasn't on it. And I'm not mad at them for being honest. A lot of people give you bullshit reasons. They just say, we don't have white guys on the cover.
The end.
How you get mad at that? They're a black publication. Their audience is, black women, essentially. It's like, but in the back of my mind, I was like, my fan base is black women. I could add a little value to that.
When you say the Essence doesn't have black guys.
White guys.
Essence doesn't have white guys on their cover. Do they have white girls on their covers?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, that was what I heard, not from Essence themselves. That's what I heard from everyone I asked within that had anything to do with Think Like a Man.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because I remember Jerry Ferrera told a funny story too. He said all the guys had just got done doing Steve Harvey. I didn't get invited to do Steve Harvey. The other guys did. That was when I was a little like, I didn't get invited to do Steve Harvey, and because that's definitely my audience.
Right.
So I was like, ugh. And I never wanted to be like, why did he get on it? I didn't get on it. Nah, we all should have been on it. It was never, because people go like, why was he on Steve Harvey and you aren't? Why is he on Steve? I was like, no, that's not the case. We all should have been on it. It has nothing to do with the other guys. You know what I mean? Like that, I thought that was little BS on that one. You know what I mean?
I feel you. Do you know Katt Williams?
I know Katt pretty good.
You've been following the news recently?
Yeah.
It seems like every so often, my guess is Katt gets off his medication and just sort of wiles out for a while.
Yeah.
That's my, and I've interviewed Katt before a couple times. And I remember the first time that I interviewed him, it was like was it a scary movie or something? It was one of these like comedy horror films. And I remember like he was just sweating real hard.
Oh, really?
The whole interview.
Yeah.
Like he was really trying to keep it together, it seems.
Oh.
When you see Katt's current sort of meltdown, I mean, did you see him punch the guy on stage?
I did.
It looked like he was sort of like
going to the beat.
Yeah, like he was, someone actually made a meme of like.
Oh, the double dutch?
The double dutch.
I saw that. That was hysterical.
He was getting ready to jump into a double dutch, game there. But yeah, I mean, he sat there and ran across the stage and punched this dude, then got stomped out.
Twice the size.
And then I think he got arrested the next day.
Yeah.
I think he assaulted his bodyguard with a baseball bat, or.
That's what I heard. And his bodyguard, all the female bodyguards assaulted the guy that I guess he didn't want to indulge in criminal activity, whatever that criminal activity was.
Yeah.
I've known Katt for so long, and I've really tried to stay clear of getting into other comics business. You know what I mean? And it just sucks. I hope it's something that everybody's laughing about in 6 months. Because my brother passed away of a heroin overdose. And so when I see people that we think is on drugs, I mean,
when you see his behavior, What do you think it is? What is your? I mean, do you think
it's crazy? I have two lines of thoughts. One is like, he's on something. I don't know what it is, but something's going on. And two is, Katt's always maintained, I'm a certifiable genius, like Mensa. And, I have my IQs higher than everybody. I was like, is he so smart that he's messing with us again? You know what I mean? Because I really think the first time he got in all the trouble a couple years ago when he was making the comeback, it was all like misdemeanor stuff. It was always like, okay, Katt's back. You know what I mean? And then it all went away. It's like, Katt's back. These crimes are a little more serious. You know what I mean? Weapons and people videotaping you assaulting people. Here's a great story on Katt. And this is why it's hard for me to like, I don't want to badmouth him. I want him to get better is what I want. But we had a show one time, it was like the spring of 2005 at Kent State. And Katt was like bubbling. Like he hadn't blown yet, but he was bubbling. And 6 months later, we're in Austin, Texas, and I get the contract and we're at the basketball arena. And I was like, me and Katt should be at a theater. We should be at a basketball arena. That's too many seats. And we get there and it's packed. Like 12, 15,000 people just sold out, right? And I was like, oh. I remember I got off stage and Katt was on the side and I go, when this happened, motherfucker? When did you blow? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just started laughing. So after the show, it was just me and him on the show. After the show, the promoter had 2 limos. Katt had a limo and I had a limo. So my limo takes off and Katt's behind me and he's following me. He's following my limo to the hotel. We're at the same hotel. So I pull up and I asked the limo guy, I said, hey, I want to go out for a little bit, like a couple hours. I said, how much for like 2 more hours? And the guy was like, whatever price he said. Let's say $200. I don't know. Okay. I said, all right. I said, I'll just give you cash. And he goes, no, I need a credit card. We got to run a credit card. And I was like, well, it's just cash. I just need you for like 2 hours. I'm not trying to stay out all night. And he was like, so it wasn't an argument, but I'm trying to find out, why can't you just take the cash? It's right here. Why do you need my credit card? You know what I mean? And Katt pulls up right afterwards and he sees us talking and he goes, what's going on? And I was like, nothing. I said, I just wanted the car for a couple more hours and he wants credit. He wants my credit card and I want to give him cash. And Katt goes, hold on. Katt takes the limo driver behind the limo and pulls out this knot of hundreds and start peeling them off. And I don't know how much he gave the driver. He goes, enjoy your evening, Gary. He's yours for the night. When I say the limo guy, like, we went to a nightclub, I think he pulled into the nightclub. Like, he was that close. Like, I got out the door and I was in the club. And I came out and he was waiting on me. Right. I don't know how much Katt gave that dude, right?
Well, because Katt allegedly bought Beanie Siegel a Lamborghini. You heard about this? And bought Lil Mo an Escalade.
How you hate a guy like that?
You know what I mean? Those two definitely don't hate him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, and Katt, I feel is like one of the greatest living stand-ups right now.
He's got his own voice. That's the key to it. I like stand-ups that have their own voice. You know what I mean? I don't watch a lot of stand-up because I do it. Because a lot of people ask me who you think's funny right now. I go, I don't know. I don't watch a lot because I do it so much. But I like comics that when I do catch them on TV and everything, they definitely have their own voice, their own style. And yeah. Katt does. Like, there's no way there's never been anyone doing it like him before.
Well, you know what's interesting? I interviewed both Katt and Kevin Hart, and they both said that Dave Chappelle is funnier than them.
You know, the fact that the industry blacklisted him for the last 7 years does not take away from the fact that he still walks the earth. So I stand in deference to him, but I am the king of all of the rest of comedy. Let's make no mistake.
I would definitely agree. Chris Rock and myself were at a comedy club, and we both watched Dave Chappelle, and at the same time we looked at each other and questioned, why aren't we that funny? You know, Dave Chappelle is a different type of animal, man. His comedic talent and timing is like no other. And I gotta honestly say, I can't disagree in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Both of them said that Dave Chappelle is a funnier stand-up comedian.
Interesting.
Would you agree?
Like I said, I don't watch.
You don't watch other people's stand-ups?
I haven't seen. I don't know if I've ever seen a Dave stand-up except for Def Jam. Never watched any of the specials. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I watched the Chappelle show, obviously. That was great. Yeah. But I've never seen any of his specials. I can't really say. You know what I mean? You know, it was funny though when there was a time though when it was like Dane Cook and Dave Chappelle were going to Laugh Factory doing like 4 or 5 hour sets. And they were like topping each other. Like, oh, this guy's a genius. He just did 4 hours. And Dane Cook would be like, no, Dane did 401. It was like this year-long, something was going on at Laugh Factory. And then when I do interviews, they go, what do you think about that? I go, you got to temper it. I go, I've been to Laugh Factory and I was about to go up and they said, Chappelle's here. He wants to do 10 minutes. I go, I'll see you guys later. I'm leaving. And literally when it happened, I went and got something to eat at Mel's Diner, which is about a mile down from Laugh Factory. I came back an hour and a half later. He was still on stage. Yeah. And this is the guy going to me, Dave's going to do about 10 minutes and then we're going to bring you up. I was like, and then I came back an hour and a half later and I was like, he's still there. So then I called a buddy of mine who's a comic and I go, what time Dave get off? He goes, dude, like 3 in the morning he got off. There was like 2 people left. But when people would say that, I go, the thing about it is every comic could get on stage for 4 hours. It would just, I would get banned from the Laugh Factory if I tried to do that. Right. You know what I mean? But that's the level of respect that Dane and Dave have built up. Oh, yeah. That when they do it, it's funny. They was like, oh, it's a genius. I'm like, look, man, most season headliners can do that. Right. You know, we're not going to be funny for 4 hours. We're just kind of up there working stuff out, goofing off, you know? Yeah. I said, but I would get banned. It'd be like Gary Owen never to Laugh Factory again. Or they would have cut the mic off at some point.